I think very less people have joined. Is it visible? Is it visible? Please respond. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So we'll start. So in the last class, so fine, right? So in the last class, we have seen. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the last class, we have discussed this Rankine earth pressure theory for a cohesionless soil. Okay, for a cohesionless soil. Now we will focus on this cohesive soil. That means suppose you have a term cohesive term. In that case, what will happen? So here the Rankine original theory was for the cohesionless soil only. Original theory. Okay. Later it was extended by Russell and the Bell for a cohesive soil. The treatment is similar to that for a cohesionless soil with one basic difference is a failure envelope has a cohesion intercept. That means here the C would be extra, this intercept. Then if you make a dotted line, then this would be phi. So everything would be same. Rankine earth pressure theory. Suppose let us consider an active case where this vertical stress and this PA is the active stress. Already we have seen it. Okay, this PA is the active state and this is 45 plus 5 by 2 and which touches the envelope. Only difference is this C intercept would be there, cohesion. In the C5 soil, where cohesive soil, where this particular cohesion is also there in that particular soil. And this is the major principal stress, right? This is the major principal stress from here, that is sigma 1. Okay. And this would be the minor principal stress. Understand? Then the radius half of the circle would be sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2, and this would be sigma 1 plus sigma 3 by 2. We have seen these things, okay, in a Mohr circle chapter. Now coming to this one, this is the Mohr circle for active case. Point B indicates the vertical stress and point E indicates the active pressure. The failure envelope is the tangent to the circle. The relationship between the active case and the vertical stress can be obtained by using this one. Okay, here what is from the triangle FCD? Look at this F, C and the D. Okay, F, C and the D. Sin phi can be written as, or sin phi dash can be written as CD by FC. CD by what is FC? FO plus OC. So what is the CD? Sigma 1 minus sigma 3 by 2 major principal stress minus minor principal stress divided by 2. So this would be C dash cot phi. Okay, cot phi dash. Then FO is C dash cot phi plus OC is sigma 1 plus sigma 3 by 2. Slowly you just come down. Okay, and finally it can be written in this way, can be written in this way, can be written in this way, can be written in this way. Then coming to that, finally you can see that here, finally you can see that these particular things can be written as these things. Understand? So here sigma 3 is equal to active pressure, sigma 1 is the vertical gamma into Z. So finally what you will get it here is this particular equation. This is what we are interested in. So what is the difference here? The only difference is this is the only extra term. Otherwise this is same only, active earth pressure for a cohesionless soil. Here minus 2 C dash root Ka is the extra term. What is Ka is 1 minus same thing, 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi. Understand? So here, so that can be written like that. Can be written like this. Already we have seen that. Okay, that's how it is came to the Ka. Here, suppose we substitute Z equals 0. Z means, let us, this is the soil at a depth of Z, and we are taking a small element. Okay, this is sigma V, sigma horizontal or A. So when Z equal to 0, then this term becomes 0, then you will get this equation. What does it mean? At the, suppose if you have this particular retaining wall also, suppose you have retaining wall, this retaining wall also, at the top of the wall also you have some active earth pressure. That's the meaning, negative active earth pressure, right? So that means if you have this one wall Z equals 0 also, here also some pressure is there, and that pressure is negative, and somewhere it will be positive. That anyway I'll show you in the next edition. So here what is happening is negative sign shows the pressure is negative, and that tries to cause pull on the wall, because it is not pushing, then it is a pulling. Then this tensile stress decreases with increasing in the depth, and it becomes 0 at ZC is, that means this particular thing is negative. Somewhere it would be 0. Where it would be 0? It would be 0 at next ZC. That this is the, that means what we are doing is the pressure we are making 0 here, active pressure making 0, and we are seeing that where it is exactly 0. It is 0. When it comes to that, then you, whatever Z is nothing but ZC, this particular is called very, very important. Okay, for GATE or IES. So this particular equation is very, very important. They will ask in the exam that this depth ZC is known as the depth of tensile crack. Okay, the tensile stress eventually causes a crack to form along the soil wall interface. Okay, so the pressure at the H is given by, suppose at a depth H is, this is the pressure. Instead of Z, if you substitute H here, you get, but somewhere it is 0. This is called the ZC. 0. This is the tensile negative. That's why we have drawn in this way. So they may ask to draw the earth pressure along the wall, and in the active case, as the at a depth of ZC, that is nothing but the 2C divided by gamma root Ka. Here what they will give, they can give the value of C cohesion, gamma they will give phi value give. How we find out from the phi? Ka 1 minus sin phi by 1 plus sin phi. You calculate Ka. Okay, and you substitute here, you will get the ZC. That what is ZC is known as the depth of tensile crack. That means that pressure is zero. Okay, so and it is called the depth of the tensile. Neither it is pulling nor it is pushing there. At the top it is pulling the wall. It is negative. At the depth ZC, where some tensile cracks will happen, and that particular stress eventually cause this crack to form along the soil wall interface. In this particular cohesive soil, this particular equation is very, very important. They will ask what is the tensile crack depth after giving the C value, phi value, and the unit weight of the soil. Okay, we can find out the tensile crack where exactly this depth of tensile crack will happen. ZC. Understand? So now, if you try to draw the pressure diagram here, so it looks like this. Okay, so pressure diagram, somewhere it would be 0, and we can draw the pressure diagram. Now coming to this one, now how can find out the total pressure here? Just simply, okay, with that equation 0 to h, you just integrate it. Instead of z, you will get this total pressure. Now total force, I would say. Okay, total force, you will get it here. So this particular equation is applicable before formation of the crack. After the occurrence of the crack, the force on the wall is caused only by the pressure from the Z to ZC, okay, to ZH. The tensile cracks are neglected. So what we'll do is, so before, they will ask in the exam, before formation of the tensile crack and after formation of the tensile crack, what are the pressure? After formation of the tensile crack, the negative term we will neglect it. Then we simply keep this one only, this particular pressure only. This part only we'll keep it. Okay, so top part, what we'll do, we'll neglect it, top part. So only we'll keep this one. Okay, this pressure. So here, then how to find out this pressure here? We know this we know this height, we know. Same thing, half into base into height. That's what they have done it. Okay, half into base into height, and substituting the ZC value. Okay, and so on, you will get this total force. And where it will act? H by 3. H minus ZC by 3. Okay. Again here, if you substitute phi equals 0 here, purely cohesive soil, then you will get this expression. Phi equals 0 means purely cohesive soil. For soil below the water table, the submerged unit weight will take it, and corresponding phi dash C weight. Anyway, that already we know that. Suppose soil, if the soil is in a water, again, then dash effective stress parameter we have to take, C and the phi. Understand? So this is all about the story of this tensile crack. Now one more term is called the critical height of the unsupported vertical wall. That means, so this is the tensile crack we have. So here, up to here, what happens? This critical height of the vertical wall would be 2 times the ZC. That means this is ZC and this is ZC. Just I will show you next page. That's what it means. Okay. Here, the wall has a height of 2C. The total pressure is 0 because both will balance. One is pulling, one is pushing at a depth of ZC. This height is known as the critical height. Again, this is very, very important. So all competitive exam, they will ask, what is this height of, height is known as, this height is known as the critical height. Why critical? If the height of an unsupported vertical cut is smaller than HC, this is nothing but the 2C. Okay. So after that one, this particular pulling and pushing will balance. This pulling and the pushing. ZC is pulling and below that the same ZC is pushing. If the height of the unsupported vertical cut is smaller than HC, suppose if it is smaller than HC, it should be able to stand. That means if this particular, we are cutting this particular, this one. Sorry, I'm not able to draw. What we are doing is, suppose we are cutting a retaining soil. So here this is total is HC. So below this HC, okay, that's what it said. Below this HC smaller than HC, this should be able to stand without any support. The soil, backside of this retaining wall, should be able to stand. However, the condition in unsupported vertical cut are different from those near the retaining wall. In the vertical cut, the lateral stresses is everywhere 0, where the retaining wall, it varies from the these things minus 2C to plus 2C. Because of this difference, the stresses conditions, the safe height of the vertical cut is slightly smaller than that of the given in the equations. So here, generally below this HC, it should stand. Okay, so slightly, generally we keep the slight lesser than this one. That means up to that depth we can. That's why if you observe clay, the soil which is having clay, we can try to dig more. Directly we can make it a vertical cut. Suppose I want to dig a trench pit here. For a sandy soil and gravelly soil, you cannot go much deeper here. But clay soil, we can go much deeper here. It will try to stand on its own because of the cohesiveness. So when you substitute ZC value here, okay, so substituting ZC from the equation, the previous equation 2C, ZC here, if you substitute, you will get this equation. And for a clay soil, this is the equation. This is also very, very important equation for clay, okay. C value, if I give you C value and the unit weight of the soil, you can find out the critical height, unsupported critical height of a soil. If you know the unit weight and the cohesion, you can find out the critical height. That's nothing but the 2ZC. What is ZC? 2C by root gamma. Okay, okay. So that is the story about the active case. Now let us focus on this passive case. So the passive case also, it is similar, same thing. Okay, this is the passive case for a where the cohesive term is there. C also there, phi also there, cohesive term also there. Okay, and here this is the PP, the measure principal stress, and this is the vertical stress. We have drawn those circle, no, keep on increasing in the last class. Here this is the measure principal stress, and this is the minor. Okay, so this is C dash nu cot pi, and this value we know. Here what is sin phi here now? CD by CF, and can be written in this way, can be written finally. What you will get it finally here is, this is our, here 2C root KP. What is happening here? If you try to solve this equation, I mean write this by using Mohr circle, here we will get the plus 2C for a passive case. How would be the pressure distribution? Just we'll see. So this is the pressure distribution. Plus 2CKP, okay. Then, and these terms. It means when wall is pushing, in passive case, there's no tension crack formation, okay. There's no tension crack formation. That is obvious. Okay, when wall is moving away, then only there may be cracks and the unsupported height and everything will come into picture. When wall is trying to push it, then in a passive case, this term would be positive when Z equals 0. So the pressure, unlike active case, the positive throughout the depth, the total pressure on the retaining wall of height is given by this equation. So it can be written like this. Understood? So this is all this about story about the active case, passive case, and the for a cohesionless soil and a cohesive soil. For a cohesive soil, we'll be having tension crack, unsupported height, and so on. For a cohesive soil, okay, active case. For a cohesive soil or a C5 soil, for a passive case, we don't have this one. So we can find out the total pressure as I mentioned, okay. So this we can divide into one triangle and the rectangle here, and we can find out the total pressure here. We can find out the, so for this it will act H by 3, okay, and for this by 2. So likewise, we can find out the active and passive cases for cohesive soil, cohesionless soil. This is all about the Rankine's theory. Okay, assuming that the backside of the soil is a plane and wall in a vertical. Wall is vertical and wall is backside soil is plane. Okay, so now before moving to the Coulomb's theory, this is Rankine's theory, okay, and we have seen that Rankine's theory is assumption. What are those assumptions? He has assumed that the soil is in a plane, okay, can be inclined but can be plane, then can be vertical. The wall generally will be vertical, and it is smooth. That is very, very important. Back side of the vertical wall is smooth. Now, when coming to the Coulomb's theory, the next guy, okay, so I think he has mentioned the wall is rough. Exact thing he has considered. That's what I remember. Let me check it out. Okay. He also assumed that here there is only one difference is, yeah, just I was telling you. Okay. Still I can recall when I was studied long back. So this thing I have studied long back only, okay, when I myself wrote the gate. So this is the Coulomb's theory, Coulomb's wedge theory. He has considered wedge, okay. He also made some following assumptions, okay. Coulomb 1776 developed a method for determination of the earth pressure in which he considered the equilibrium of the sliding wedge is formed when the movement of the retaining wall takes place, okay, as discussed before. In the active case, the sliding wedge moves downward, same thing, and outwards relative to the backfill, whereas the passive case, so he has considered the sliding wedge in equilibrium, okay. The analysis is the type of limiting equilibrium method. Here, these are the assumptions. The backfill is dry, cohesionless, homogeneous, isotropic, idyllic plastic material. So these assumptions are very, very important. They will ask in your exams. Okay. So all competitive exam, they'll ask what are the assumptions of the Rankine, what are the assumptions of the Coulomb's wedge theory, and so on. The slip circuit is plane and which passes through the heel of the wall. Anyway, that we'll see next class. The wall is surface is rough. This is very, very important. Okay, the resultant earth on the wall is inclined at the delta and so on. Okay, so now before winding up, so let me show you when what happens if the wall is inclined. Okay, or soil is inclined. It is also given, I have mentioned in this particular, I think not this one, 7. Okay. So here Rankine pressure when surface is inclined. So here just I'm not able to write it. Hope you are able to see it. Here look at this one. Okay, so inclined surface also given, it is lengthy. I just request you to go through this. Okay, so plane surface is very important. This is also okay, not that much important. They may not ask in the exam, but you remember how they have done it. Okay, if the two stresses, inclined things, active pressure they have done. Okay, and the only difference whatever you see is this particular equation. Understand? Here for incline, I term extra will come. When I become 0, again it backs to the 1 minus sin phi dash by 1 plus sin phi. Understand? What is this I? I is inclination of the surface. That's what it is given. Okay, so this you go through it so that we can save time because everything is similar, and direction of failure plane also given. Then here I will show you when the wall is inclined also he has given something. Okay, so this is for Kp again. This is for Kp. Here again, if you substitute I equals 0, again 1 plus sin phi by 1 minus sin. Exactly the same. So what we are doing here, when it is inclined with making angle of I, this particular surface is inclination, not horizontal. It's not level. Okay, making angle of I, because it is possible, right? In the field, you may not get total level surface, right? In that case, also the Rankine has given. Finally, he has given earth pressure. These things also for active case and passive case, if it is inclined, the pressure distribution also he has given. This pressure distribution. The only Ka, Kp only changes here, or K0, Ka, Kp, K0, Ka, Kp. Okay, that's the only difference. Once you remember Ka, okay, for any case, easily we can find out because once you know vertical stress, just we need to multiply only. Okay, that's what it is given. So here when the wall is inclined also he has given a little bit this one where it will act. Okay, and from here I have started it. Understand? Just go through it and you can easily understand. Okay, there's no difficulty in that. Now what we'll do is in next class we'll focus on this Coulomb's theory, which is very, very important again. So today we have finished this one. In the Coulomb's theory, in the next class we'll discuss about this Coulomb wedge theory. So in this particular chapter, Rankine's theory and the Coulomb's theories are very, very important in earth pressure theories. Okay, Rankine and Coulomb, their assumptions are important, how they have, based on how they have calculated. Rankine, anyway, we have seen both the cases, cohesive soil and the cohesionless soil, and we'll in the next class we'll see about the Coulomb's theory. Okay, that's also very, very important. And I'm planning to have our exam because Dean Academy they have given. Maybe we'll have exam on 9th. We have a lot of time. Okay, next Thursday, Thursday, 9th is your exam. Okay, so again multiple choice questions for 20 questions. Okay, 20 marks, 20 minutes. Sharon, is it clear? 9th we'll have exam. And before that, I'll give some assignment, assignment one, so that you will be familiar with these particular topics, how to find out this for a conventional problem for your main exam. So with that, I'll stop today. Is that clear, Sharon? So Sharon is not there.